We are on our way to the El Jimmo. The other day I was having this conversation with this guy who's he's about 75. He's a business owner. Unfortunately, his wife passed away beginning of last year. You know, lost a lot. So what I learned from that conversation was that at the end of your path in life, make sure when you're looking back that you did whatever in here told you to do. Your heart is saying. It might not be the loudest voice, but if you focus and you kind of stop for a second and you know, just listen to your heart, it'll tell you everything you need to know. You know what I mean? You know deep down inside you what you need to do and what you want out of life and the goals you want to accomplish. And we're all human. We're all not perfect at all. Like seriously, nobody's perfect. It's all about just getting up every single day and trying your best and keeping in the back of your head what you want out of life. Like for 2020 for me right now, like the biggest thing is just to make sure that my mental health and my physical health, my spiritual health can be at the best it can. You know, I spent the last 5 years building a business and you know, from, you know, straight out of high school, you know, I had another business before the business I have now. So it's been like 8 years I've been just grinding on business, and I learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I've, you know, became a lot, but I realized me personally where I wanted to be by now, I just not even close, you know what I mean? So my biggest advice to you guys is just make sure at the end of the day, you're not trying to get motivated necessarily by the dollar amounts. I mean, money's fine, but you know, once you get money and you think that's all you've ever wanted, it's not. Like time and family and doing what you love and spending time with people you love, that's what life is about, guys. Because when you're 75 and your kids are 50 and they have families, and you know, you're in your house alone looking at memories coming up at the end of your road, just make sure when you're looking back, you know, you can say, hey, yeah, I lost a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. You know what I mean? I wouldn't trade that time I had in life for anything. That should be your end goal. Because seriously, guys, when you're 75, 80, money is not, you know, you need a savings, you need a retirement, and just keep, you know, doing those small little things. But I'm saying, if you're waking up every single day and you're going to a job that just is killing you on the inside and you know that you could do so much more, then my biggest advice for you would be, honestly, write that shit down. Make sure you look at it every day, and you'll notice within 2 weeks of making baby steps that you've made progress in the right direction. And I'm telling you, once you make progress in the right direction, you know, that momentum, it's a snowball. It just starts small and then it just keeps rolling down the hill and gets bigger and bigger, and before you know it, voila, you got everything you know, you dreamed of and more. But just make sure that snowball is what you want it to be when it is big. Because one of the things I'm going through right now is, you know, I like screen printing, I like what I do, I like my business, but I've done so much of it in the last, you know, 8 years or so, and quite honestly, I thought if I kept going down this path of business, that eventually one day I was going to be, you know, satisfied with what I had going on. Because I was like, okay, if I just keep investing, if I just keep getting the better equipment, better shop, more overhead to, get the processes smoother. I thought all that was gonna fix my heart inside and how I felt. I thought that feeling of, oh, once I be successful, everything's gonna be fixed. Like the way I feel is gonna be fine, once I get successful. And I honestly got everything I ever wanted. I got, everything. Like when I started my business, guys, I lived inside my shop for years, on the floor, no kitchen, had a little bathroom, and just fucking worked 20 hours a day. And I learned a lot and I've grown a lot. But now fast forward and I'm where I wanted to be when I started. I was like, oh, I'll just get an automatic, I'll be happy. I'll get, this lighting's horrible. I was like, I'll just get an automatic, everything will be fine. But when I ended up getting there, the inside of my heart just wasn't fulfilled. So then I knew I had a problem. I was like, man, if this is, if this is how I feel when I'm everything I've ever wanted, but I still feel the way I did when I first started, then we got a serious problem, because that's not okay. So 2020 is all about finding myself, being who I want to be, still being a business owner, but putting me and my family before that. Because when you're 75 and you lose your wife, you lose your husband, you're gonna look at your business and realize it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? You could lose your business and rebuild in 6 months from all the knowledge you learned from the first business. Let's say you lose your first business, you put years and years into it, whatever, right? Okay, I'll start a new business. But you're not starting at square one, you're starting at square 5 years, because you have all that experience behind you. So just remember, guys, if you feel stuck or you feel lost, start listening to here, because that'll tell you more than anything any YouTube video could tell you. Just remember, dive in, find who you are, be who you are. Don't care what anybody thinks, because nobody's opinion matters. Everybody feels weird, everybody feels awkward, everybody feels the same way we all do. We just think they don't, but everybody does. Everybody's that's just human nature. We want the next best thing. You guys could all have $5 million in your checking account and still feel like you want more money. You could have the family, the car, the house, the job, and at the end of the day, you still want more. It's just human nature, guys. So if you feel that way, it's okay. But make efforts to be a better person, because we all deserve you to feel your best. So you can give us your gift and we can go through life, everybody just doing what they love. 2020, baby. Peace out.